No region in this country is beyond the reach of the devil worshippers. Even here in the heartland of America.
It said Omaha NB. What is the NB? What does NB stand for? Did he mean NE for Nebraska? I've never seen the NB abbreviation for a state before.
Stories of ritual
Would that be Nebraska? I don't know. Nebraska is NE, isn't it?
abuse crop up. The children you're about to meet were born into it. They say their parents forced them to witness bloody rituals.
And put in their mouth.
Yeah, oh my God. Why are they so obsessed with this? All I got at the end is put it in their mouths. I know it was some whacked out.
Where? County legislator Carol Cole disagrees. Why do you think there is no attention being paid to that ritual aspect of this case?
You're in the heart of America, the Bible Belt, and we hate to think that people like that live next door to us.
They don't.
We're turning our backs on, acting like it doesn't happen. We're putting our hands over our eyes as if it didn't occur here. That
it doesn't.
It was just a murder.
This is Detective Lee Orr of the neighboring Kansas City, Kansas Police Department. Do you believe there is a satanic aspect to these horrible crimes?
There isn't.
Yes, I'm sure there is, yeah.
Oh my God, these people are such jokes, dude. When I was little, my mom, like anytime Geraldo made an appearance anywhere, my mom would laugh her ass off. She'd be like, oh my God, that guy's such an idiot. And I remember when I was really little, I was like, why is he an idiot? And she said, because he claimed that there was something in this safe and he made a big deal out of it and he tried to open it, spent a ton of money and manpower and effort and everything into opening this safe, and it was empty. But I get that there's obviously a lot more to his idiocy.
That you were originally implicated in the...
Dude, I love this guy's haircut.
...dreadful charges of child abuse. We note also that no charges were ever brought against you, and presumably you have been cleared. Would you like to comment on why those charges were brought against you?
Well, the entire time that
this guy's haircut is just on point.
Called child molestation scandal was occurring at the Presidio, the time period when these terrible events were supposedly taking place, I was assigned to the National Defense University in Washington, D.C., and my wife was out there living with me.
But is it not a fact that a 3.5-year-old girl identified you as the alleged perpetrator of molestation?
No, as a matter of fact, it is not the case. An accusation was made by her stepfather, who was an Army chaplain, speaking on behalf of this child. In her original interview with the FBI, she denied ever being...
Well, I've seen you are...
Wow.
Innocent until proven guilty. You were never charged in this case. I don't want to belabor the point. I have seen, however, the affidavits for the search warrant of your home, and they indicate the child is speaking to the authorities, not her father.
This was after she had been subjected to therapy.
Let's say you are innocent of that. You are no longer at the Presidio. You are now in St. Louis, but you are still a serving officer or colonel in the United States Army. Do you feel it is inconsistent with a high-ranking officer sworn to uphold the Constitution of the United States that you are also a practicing Satanist?
Not in the least. The Army has known of my religion for the last 20 years.
Wow, this is actually really interesting. We should watch more of this. Satanic Panic, what's this? 1989, this is the year I was born.
A guard said Ramirez posted pictures of...
Looks like she's tried to rub it out.
Yes. There's a part of her that said, I don't want to say this, I don't want to admit it. There's onto the altar. And there's all...
Oh my God, dude, these people are depraved.
Look, Satan is at his most deceptive when he appears to be good. Such is the case with many of the occult practices in southern Louisiana.
Number of times in a rural parking lot of a development which was going...
Okay, wow. Let me check Pagan Invasion again. Let's see, what do we got on here? Secrets of Mind Control. The Antichrist? Religion versus Christianity?
It says that all men, without exception, sin our own.
There's also a renewed interest today among kids for godlike characters, which we find in games like Dungeons and Dragons with its underworld deities.
Oh boy.
And in popular toys such as He-Man and She-Ra, god and goddess of the masters of the universe.
I never noticed He-Man has an iron cross on his chest, huh?
So what's the problem with polytheism? Well, you've got lots of gods and lots of confusion. Some are supposed to be good and others evil. Some are a mixture of both.
Okay, so it's confusing, is your complaint? Let me tell you about Christianity for a second.
Some are more powerful than others, yet no one seems to be in charge of the entire universe. So while you certainly have diversity, you have...
The Vulcan haircut is sending me. That's what I was thinking. All right, I'll tell you. Let's watch the Vulcan guy for just a couple more minutes. I'm sorry. Since it's not going to be too much longer, I'm just going to let it play through without fixing the audio.
There has never been a problem with it, any more than there's a problem with other members of minority religions.
But let me read from the Satanic Bible. Quote,
Satanic Bible is from, what's his name? Anton LaVey. And it's supposed to be the antithesis of the Bible. I'm not sure if he's a part of the Church of Satan or what.
This is the number one, I guess, commandment. Death to the weakling, wealth to the strong. How can you believe this? And
right, it's the antithesis. So where the Bible says, turn the other cheek if somebody slaps you in the face, this says, if somebody hurts you, warn them, and if they continue, destroy them, basically.
Still uphold the Constitution of the United States. Death to the weakling?
Well, for one thing, what you're looking at there is a highly...
Okay, there's a difference between... People are capable of following their religious beliefs and also following the Constitution. He doesn't seem to understand how one can be... He doesn't understand how separation of church and state can exist at all, apparently.
Polemical book that was never meant to be taken literally in all of its
Zenon's father.
Yes, and I'm aware of that, and I'm also saying that members of the Church of Satan understood that much of this book was in the form of a polemic. It was a statement that was dramatically made, but was not intended to be taken literally in all its respects.
So we should not take this book literally.
Correct.
Yeah, I mean, just like the Bible is not taken literally or shouldn't be, so it is with this book also.
This is Dr. Walter Grote, would you stand, sir? Whose daughter was allegedly abused at West Point, the United States Military Academy.
Allegedly? And why was a little kid at West Point? That's weird.
You were a captain in the United States Army. Aside from what allegedly happened to your daughter, which I know you allege was part of a satanic cult, and having nothing to do
oh my God.
With this man, I state again for the record. What is your feeling, sir, on the fact that a serving officer in the United States Army is also a professed Satanist, a high-ranking person?
Well, I think in this election year, we've heard a lot about values, Geraldo. We've heard a lot that our little children should be saying the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag.
I am a big fan of this guy's unibrow, and I really want to know how he managed that. That is impressive, truthfully.
Mr. Aquino has identified himself as an antichrist. He preaches that as the leader of the Temple Set. I don't think I'm misquoting him. I find it inconceivable that we can have candidates talking about one nation under God and having our children say that, yet...
Brother, that wasn't added until this whole McCarthyism, communism scare in the 50s. It was the result of yet another, another moral panic. We shouldn't have to say one nation under God. In fact, we aren't required to say one nation under God. And if the founders knew that that had been added to the pledge, they would be disgusted by it. The founders were secular. They wanted a secular society, and the United States is the first secular government on this scale ever.
By the same token, we can have somebody in our army as a colonel leading our troops in battle who are opposed to the very concept of God and whose whole purpose it is to fight against God.
We have to take a break right here. Next, more on the connection between Satanism and violence.
I was just not going to let the guy respond to that. Great.
Including more charges of the sexual abuse of children. If you have let your kids watch up until now, we urge you, ladies and gentlemen, we are not kidding. Get them away from the TV during our next report. We'll be right back.
Oh boy, this is going to be fun. I just finished writing a book titled Was Hitler an Atheist? It talks about religions during the Third Reich and how they work together. Catholics, Jehovah's Witnesses, and Protestants. And I even address the lies told by the evangelical world about Bonhoeffer. It's on Audible and Amazon. Okay, let's continue.
Once again, parents, we urge you to heed our strongest warning about this next report on the abuse of children, the alleged abuse of children, because if the
it's going to be this.
point of devil worship is evil, what could be more evil than this?
Okay, yeah, I don't want to listen to all this insane shit. Let me jump forward. Wait, just gonna glance through here.
There's no game I can't play.
Oh, it's Charles Manson. Oh my God. Charles Manson was broken inside. This guy had problems. I did a lot of research into Charles Manson, and, you know, he needed to be in prison. He needed to be in prison for the safety of society, unfortunately. Wow, he looked really young there, too. Hold on. Here's a clip from Charles Manson, if you guys never seen this.
Still have no idea what you're about. Tell me in a sentence who you are. Nobody. I'm nobody. I'm a tramp, a bum, a hobo. I'm a boxcar and a jug of wine.
I'm a boxcar and a jug of wine. And a receding hairline, can't forget that.
And a straight razor if you get too close to me.
And a straight razor if you get too close. Wow. That's Charles Manson. He famously convinced 9 people, I think, to kill Roman Polanski's wife and kid, I think. Roman Polanski was a famous film director, if I'm not mistaken. And also a person that takes advantage of children. And he, like, moved out of the country and stuff. Anyway, he went to jail for that. But it was like a cult. It was like a religious cult that followed, you know, Manson around. So what could he possibly have to say to Manson?
And that so many people felt for this person. A murderer who would have us believe that he is the incarnation of the devil. Here's Charles Manson.
Okay, I kill everybody since day one. I've murdered them all. I'm God and I've killed everybody.
Or the devil.
Oh, the devil. Yeah, you could use the word devil or demons or whatever you want to call it.
Mostly the devil in the old world.
Well, okay, I'll play. There's no game I can't play. There's no game I haven't played.
You are the devil. Here.
Okay, I'll be the devil then.
Along with Hitler, cult leader Charles Manson is today's top satanic celebrity.
Yeah, I chopped up.
Hitler wasn't a Satanist. What are you talking about? Satanic celebrity? Hitler was a Christian.
Up 9 hogs, and I'm going to chop up some more, you I'm going to kill you as many as I can. I'm going to pile you up to the sky.
Responsible for at least 9 ritual murders, Manson is revered by many modern-day devil worshippers who have adopted his philosophy of the mass extermination of those they consider unfit to live.
What are you talking about? Who? Satanists revere Charles Manson? Who? Who reveres this guy other than complete nutcases?
We would like to see most of the human race killed off because it is unworthy. It is unworthy of the gift of life.
Dude, who is this? Hold on. He's a just Nicholas Schreck, Satanist. Just Satanist. Okay.
Killed off because it is unworthy. It is unworthy of the gift of life.
Nicholas Schreck visited Charlie at San Quentin, keeps a picture of his hero on his apartment wall, and displays a lock of Manson's hair as if it were a sacred relic.
That is weird, if this is real.
A bloodbath would be a cleansing and a purification of a planet that has been dirtied and degraded for too long.
Okay, this guy needs help, if this is real. Again, I've seen people get, like, actors on here to say crazy shit like this, so I'm a little skeptical, sorry. These people have proven to me that they're not really trustworthy in their reporting.
David Berkowitz, the son of Sam, was also a Satanist, the serial killer who terrorized New York while murdering 5 young women and seriously wounding at least 6 others. Berkowitz was deeply involved in bizarre rituals. So was Henry Lee Lucas, who told police he murdered his girlfriend, his mother, and others across the country, all for a satanic cult.
Why do they want to kill people?
It's supposed to be for the reincarnation of the devil.
And when a series of ritualistic and murders hit Southern California, it should have come as no surprise that Richard Ramirez, the alleged Night Stalker, worshipped the devil.
Oh my God, dude. These people are insane. Everything is linked to the devil in their minds.
Satan. Satan. Hail Satan. Hail a belief system that exalts sadistic murder.
You ever notice how, like, there's this massive outrage over Satan worship in these people's heads, right? But when you get, like, people like the Buffalo shooter, for example, in Buffalo, New York, literally only shooting black people in this spree, coming across a white person, finding one, and then saying, oh, sorry, and turning around and walking the other way looking for more black people. When you get, you know, like psychos charged with crimes, putting up a white supremacist symbol when they get their picture taken at court or whatever. These people aren't saying a word about it. Where's Geraldo? Where is he for all this stuff? What happened to him? He disappeared when the Satanic Panic ended. Oh, I'm sorry, he didn't disappear. He's on Fox News now, I believe. He's still around. He just doesn't care about the white supremacist stuff. What happened? He's suddenly just going completely silent.
Torture, ritualistic suicide, and racial purity.
This is a sort of
Suddenly they care about racial purity when it can be linked to Satanism.
been a sacred day. A day of purification. A day of hell and fury. We mourn not its victims. We honor its victors. In closing, I would remind those here that murder is the predator's prerogative. And
Murder's a predator's prerogative. Who the hell is this person?
there is no birth without blood.
Berkowitz, Lucas, Ramirez, and Manson are the all-stars in the halls of infamy. But the vast majority of these ritual murders are not the work of the celebrated psychopaths. There are literally hundreds of cases most of us have never heard of. Like this satanic murder in Denver, Colorado, where the victim was handcuffed, chained, and slaughtered. Authorities claim that before he died, the victim participated in drinking his own blood. Or this...
Oh my god, dude. These people need help. It is so wild to me to find all of these people just like straight up lying about this shit. Anyway, tell me what you think about it in the comments. It's just nuts, man. Just nuts.